Sunday, July 27th is the Lion Channel. I'm John, day 87 of my manifesting journey. Update on the car manifestation. We have finalized the deal on the Tesla. Everything went through, and we just got the insurance today, and we're going to pick it up tomorrow. Um, if you're new to this channel, I'll rewind back to April 3rd, and we had previously a month or like a month and a half. I'm not even sure I shared this, but we tried twice to get a new car because we just the old car just wasn't doing it for us. It was having mechanical issues, and we went and we twice and we were denied at two different places in terms of being able to even get a new used car or not a new used car, but a used car or a new car. Nothing. We couldn't get anything. So just to give you an idea, when I started falling asleep in the wish fulfilled on April 3rd, that's where we were. And now, not only can we get a used car, not only can we get a new car, but we're getting a Tesla. And this is just for my wife. I'm going to be getting one within the next week or two. So, right there, if you're wondering if the law of assumption works, if what I'm talking about here works, there you go. I mean, just that right there should tell you it works. And there's, I don't know how many other things have happened, but there's been a ton. I've made videos on every single one, 87 straight days. I've made videos since May 2nd. I think it was my first day making videos, and I hadn't made a video before that in like almost a year. So I just decided, it came to me after falling asleep in the wish fulfilled, it's time to start making videos. And I said, shortly into it, I said on here, I'm going to be making videos for 365 days straight. Okay. And this is day 87. I haven't missed a day. And it's not magic. It's not, you can't just go from that person to this person. You can't unless you're doing what I'm doing. And it's not much. I'm just falling asleep in the wish fulfilled. I've just done the first three steps that I talked about the last 3 days. And then this fourth step today, which I'm about to get into. Okay, so just quick recap on the first step. Close your eyes, look at your thoughts, 5 to 10 minutes. Realize that your thoughts are what's creating this out here. Your thoughts are part of the projector, and then what you see and how you see it is the projection. Okay, so once you do that and you become open to that, and you say, okay, I believe that because it's pretty much identical. Okay, my thoughts are what I'm seeing out here. Then step number 2 would be, as I talked about, decide who you want to become. Write down the characteristics of the person you want to become. Number 3, yesterday, make a movie reel, 15 to 20-second clip of that person that you want to become. Imagine 2 people walking up to you and, in a situation where they're congratulating you, and you just make it a 15 to 20-second clip that you would be able to loop, which is what we're about to get into now. And this is where the magic happens, because the only time that you can really influence and impress the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is what is controlling your world. It's what is making you see things how you're seeing them, and it's creating your reality, and it's making you do things that you think that you're doing. You think you have free will, but you really don't. The subconscious that's what's controlling 95% of it, 95% of everything. And you influence the subconscious mind with the state of consciousness that you fall asleep with. Okay, so if you're falling asleep in a state of consciousness where in step one, you have those thoughts, majority of the thoughts you don't know that you're thinking. And most of the time, if you're not seeing what you want, those are thoughts that you don't want. But then you're falling asleep with those thoughts and you're impressing the subconscious mind with those thoughts. And so your next day is just like yesterday. And then your next day is just like yesterday. And your next day is just like yesterday. And no matter how hard you try or how hard you effort or how hard you grit your teeth and say, this is it, I'm going to change, you can't do it. I'm sure you've seen it. Okay, if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, or if you're right around where I am, 48, I'm sure you've seen that trying doesn't get it done. Willpower doesn't get it done because you can't act outside of your state of consciousness. Okay, so you can change it though. You can change it, and that's what we're going to talk about here. So if you did the first 3 steps, you're ready to rock and roll tonight. So the visualization that you did yesterday and rehearsed, now tonight you are going to lay down when you get ready for bed to go to sleep. Normally I'll lay in bed. When I first started doing this, I did this. I can really kind of like lay down and just go right into my visualization now because I've just been doing it for so long. But when I first started, I would lay down in an uncomfortable position. Lay down in a position that you don't normally fall asleep in. Because what'll happen is if you lay down in that same position that you go to sleep in, usually, and you start to do this visualization, you're probably going to fall asleep before you even get into it. So nothing's going to change. So you want to be uncomfortable at first. Lay in an uncomfortable position. Take like 5 to 10 deep, long breaths. And then go into your visualization and just start looping it. Okay? Over and over and over and over. And after you do it 10 or 15 times, then you can get into your comfortable position. Okay? But you have to make sure before you do that, before you make the switch, you should be feeling a pleasurable feeling. You want to act while you're doing this visualization. You want to put yourself inside the visualization and act and believe and know that that is you. You want to feel as if you are there. You don't want to be the person watching the movie. Okay? That's how you don't want it to feel that way. You want to feel like you're the person in the movie. Like it's real life. You are not watching this person. Okay? And how you will know that is because if you are feeling like super excited and it's keeping you awake and you're not able to fall asleep, that means that you're thinking of that person. That means you're the person in the movie theater watching the movie. And that's not really going to change anything. Okay? And like I said, you're probably not going to be able to fall asleep. You're going to be too excited. All right? If you're doing it right, it will feel like it'll be like a rush of like almost like goosebumps. and it will be like this pleasurable, like soft, you know, feeling where it's just like you can feel like the goosebumps like all over your body. And that's when you know you're doing it right. Okay. So lay down tonight. Like I just said, make sure you lay in an uncomfortable position so you can stay awake and so you can practice and get into looping this visualization. All right. And then once you get into your flow and you've done it 15, 20 times, and you're starting to feel that feeling, like the pleasurable feeling, then you can flip over and get comfortable and then fall asleep with that. And if you lose it, just bring it back. You lose it, bring it back. And when you start doing this happened with me, and I was in David's community. I hear people talk about it all the time. When you first start doing this, the subconscious mind is going to feel that you are trying to change. That wait, the subconscious mind is going to go, wait, if it seems like they want something different. And so maybe not the first night, maybe not the second night, but probably sometime during the first week, you might start to wake up multiple times in the middle of the night. Because if the subconscious mind, if you have given the word to the subconscious mind and the subconscious mind understands that you're trying to change, that you want a different state of consciousness, it will wake you up on purpose if you fall asleep in that old state of consciousness, and it will give you a chance, and it will say, hey, I was feeling like you wanted something different, so I just want to make sure that, because you just fell asleep in that old state of consciousness, and I just wanted to be sure that that's what you want. Your subconscious mind is your servant. It will give you whatever you want, but you have to give it instructions. If you don't give it instructions and you just fall asleep with all of these beliefs, and old patterns, and you grew up in low income family, and you grew up with all of those states of consciousness, all those people around you impressed upon you, and you have all of those thoughts and beliefs just swirling around, and you've been falling asleep with that your whole life, your subconscious mind is just saying, okay, this is what they want. But once you start to give it something different and it feels that, it will give you every opportunity to do it and to continue doing it. And once you start doing this, it is so important to be consistent and do it every single night. I've said before, if you just do it, if you're just going to do it tonight, that would be like buying one lottery ticket and hoping you win the lottery. You have a better chance the more you do it and the more consistent you, or it would be like, forget about that analogy. It would be like going to the gym one day and waking up the next day and expecting like to have a ripped body. That's a way better analogy. That's basically what it's like, because the more you do it, the more you influence the subconscious mind, and then you're both on the same page. And it's not going to happen. It's not going to change overnight, because you are who you are. So it's going to take some time to gradually change. Like if you've seen, that's what's happened with me. And that's what happens with anyone who's changing who they are. It's a gradual process. And so if things don't change like right away, and you don't start seeing physical manifestations like the next week, the next month, if you're doing it consistently, you're going to feel some things changing inside. And that is just as good as this changing. Because if you can feel that happening inside and you start to say to yourself, wow, I can feel like, if you go back and watch my videos from the first month, I was saying like, man, things haven't really changed in my physical world yet, but I can feel it happening inside. It's only a matter of time before this starts to change. Okay. So that's it. I went a little deep into it. All right. But I just want to make sure that if you're watching these steps, and this is the most important part, they're all important, but this is the part where you execute. Okay. The practice, this is like the final exam. All right. This is your life right now. Falling asleep, whatever state of consciousness you fall asleep in, that's your life. That is your life. So if you want to change your life, this is how you do it. And it's so simple. It's kind of hard because I know, especially if you were anywhere near the state of consciousness that I was in, it's hard, man, when you've just been beaten down forever. And you just feel like, dude, I've tried this before. I've tried everything. I've done everything. But you haven't done everything, because I did everything. I was there and I thought I did everything, but I hadn't done everything. And it would have been a real shame if I would have quit before, and I would have been this close. And you are so close right now. If you've been watching these videos and you haven't done it, you are literally right there on the cusp. All you have to do is watch the last 4 videos, including today, and then execute this, and your life will change. Period. Lions Den, Kate and Brent, both staying consistent. They're doing the homework. They were falling asleep in the wish fulfilled, and now they're coming back around. They're like, I want to make sure I'm doing this right. So let me do step 1. Let me do step 2. I'm sure Kate and Brent created their scenes yesterday. I mean, they're serious. They're serious about changing. They want more, and most people want more. I want more. I'm not content. I'm not fine with where I am. I know things are changing. This is just the cusp. Okay, this Tesla, and then getting another Tesla, it's the cusp. It's the cusp. It's just the beginning. And it could just be the beginning for you too. So just do it. All right. Kate and Brent, awesome job staying consistent. If you want to join the Lions Den, tell me you love me in the comments, and I'll say I love you back, and then just start posting that you fell asleep in the wish fulfilled, because consistency is what is going to win. That's going to be the difference between winning and losing. Okay, the consistency. And the best way that I've seen to stay consistent is have people around you who are doing the same thing. And then you won't feel like you're on an island. You have me, you have Brent, Kate. They're here posting every day. Just join us. All right, we'd love to have you. Have a wonderful Sunday night. I'm going to do the same. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow, day 88.